How's it going, guys? It's your favorite entrepreneur, Elder Tony Williams. I'm a real estate investor and real estate agent, and I post content weekly here on the channel. If it's your first time, welcome. I highly recommend you go to the beginning of the channel and watch every single video up until now, because each video gives you a little bit of benefit and knowledge on investing, business, and finance. With that, let's get into the video. Financially surviving the pandemic. Now, this video will be broken down into 3 parts. 1, if you have a stable job. 2, if you have an unstable job. And 3, if you've already lost your job. Now, I've taken the liberty to timestamp each one of these topics down below in the description. However, I highly recommend watching this video from start to finish, because there will be things I mention at the end of this video that I'm going to be referring to from topics from the beginning of this video. If you have a stable job, what you want to start off by doing is tracking all of your expenses. And you can do that by downloading something like mint.com, youneedabudget.com, or Personal Capital. What these apps and websites help you do is track your expenses and also see how much you have coming in and compare that to see what your monthly cash flow is. Not only do these apps do that, some of them even allows you to check your credit score and also your net worth. These are the key things you're gonna have to know when going through a pandemic, and you're gonna have to check these every single day to make sure you're improving your financial situation. Secondly, what you're going to want to do is save as much as you can till you have about 6 months living expenses. Now, you're going to be able to track and see exactly how much your living expenses is by using one of the apps that I had mentioned earlier. That way you can see exactly down to the dollar how much is going out on especially what recurring expenses that you have and which ones you don't really need. Now, you're going to get this 6 months living expenses, and you're going to put that into a high interest savings account, and don't touch it until you have an emergency. Now, number 3, you want to pay off all debt that's over 6%. Anything like credit cards, car loans, and if your student loans is over 6% as well, you just want to toss as much money as you can towards those things just to get them out the picture. Now, when it comes down to your monthly mortgage payment, if it's over a 6 or 5%, you highly want to look into just refinancing that to get a lower interest rate. And the money you are going to save on your mortgage, you want to dump that towards the debt to pay that off as quickly as possible with everything that's over 6% interest. Now that you have a solid foundation, I highly recommend investing into the stock market to take advantage of the low stock prices. My high recommendation is buying ETFs instead of individual stocks. The reason being, ETFs is a bundle groups of stocks together because we don't know which companies are going to survive the pandemic. Also, you should use the dollar cost averaging method to where you put a certain amount of money into the market every single month. What this allows is you to do is average your buy-in amount, so you're just not pulling the trigger all at once at one particular price. If you just put a little bit here, a little bit here, so every month you're just putting $100 into your same stock or ETF, is going to average out with the fluctuations of the market. Now, number 5, I have to mention because it's my favorite way to invest my money: buying rental real estate extremely below market value. Now, before you make this step, you want to make sure you at least have 6 months to 12 months emergency fund expenses for that property to be able to float the mortgage just in case you don't receive any rental income for that property. The reason you're doing this is because you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation at a bad economic time. So if you have an unstable job, we're still going to do a lot of the things similar to what we did if you had a stable job. We're still going to cut all expenses. We're still going to invest into the market. But after we paid all of our debt that's over 6% interest, we knock that out first, and if it's below 6% interest, we pay the minimum payments. The only thing you want to change here is if you have an unstable job, is we're going to bump our monthly living expenses savings all the way to 9 months. And then also what we're going to do finally is start a side hustle or business. And we're going to work on that business or side hustle for 1 to 2 hours per day, just to give ourselves a buffer as if we lost our job in the future. Now, this is for if you have lost your job. Now, this is where work really begins here. If you've lost your job and you have none of that stuff previously already put in place, what you want to do is cut all unnecessary expenses and go straight away to filing for unemployment and figure out every single government program you qualify for to be able to generate some type of income to keep you afloat for the next 6 months to a year. Call all your creditors and push every single payment back and try to delay it. I'm talking about your mortgage, your credit cards, your car loan, every single creditor you have. Call them immediately so they can start working with you, just so you don't take a hit on your credit. Now, your new job is finding a job. For the first 5 hours of every single day, you want to jump on your computer or phone and look for active jobs you can do and hone your skills. That's what we're going to do in the first 5 hours. Now, in the next 5 hours, you're working 10 hours a day here. The next 5 hours, what you want to do is start a business or side hustle, but instead of doing it 1 to 2 hours a day, you're going to work on this business or side hustle for 5 hours a day. And you're also going to continue to hone any type of skill you can gain that's going to make you money right away. Because what you don't want to do is just sit down and watch Netflix and get on Instagram, just scroll on your phone feeling sorry for yourself. You want to go into hyperdrive mode and use this as motivation to be able to generate income other than having a job that gives you money. Lastly, one of the things you want to do is also spend time with family. Now, I know that is not financial or financial gain, but you still want to cut out some time for family. You don't want to be stressed and working and doing everything 10 hours a day and not make any time for your family. While you have this time available by being laid off at your job, I still highly recommend you spend time with family, but don't spend too much time with your family laughing and playing games where you're not focused on working, getting a job, or generating some type of income, because every hour of the day counts when you get into this kind of position, because you don't want to fall too far behind. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video, and remember, I have a ton of videos on this channel that's going to increase your knowledge on personal finance, business, and investing. Remember, we're all in this together. Click the links below. See you in the next video.